I'm Celia Cole. I'm with the Texas Food Bank Network, and we're here today because our mission is to end hunger in Texas, and SNAP plays a critically important role in that, so we really care about maintaining the structure and integrity and effectiveness of the program. My testimony covers all of the bills that you have laid out. My written testimony also covers House Bill 3434, but I won't say anything about that just yet because it hasn't been laid out. I'll simplify it by saying that we oppose all of the bills that would restrict the use of SNAP benefits, including House Bill 1101, House Bill 523, and House Bill 751. We support the bills the bill, House Bill 948 by Representative King, that's been laid out that would use incentives and education to increase the ability of SNAP recipients to purchase healthy food. And before I go into our concerns with restrictions and our support for incentives, I do want to say that it's really encouraging to see so many bills filed that are focused on improving the nutritional health of low-income Texans. And so while I may disagree with the approach that some of these bills take, I'm really thankful that you've provided a forum for debate on this issue because it's very important. So the first thing I want to say is I don't want us ever to lose sight of the critically important role that SNAP plays in reducing food insecurity. That's its primary purpose. It was built from the ground up to do that, and you heard the LBB testify about the high levels of food insecurity in our state and the severe social and economic and health costs associated with that. So bottom line, whatever we do to change SNAP should not undermine the core purpose of the program. And that's really the primary reasons that we are opposed to restrictions in the use of benefits, and both Rachel and Lauren before me have laid out some of the reasons for that. What I thought I would do is place our thoughts in the context of the problem that we're trying to solve, which is to improve diets of low-income people in order to reduce obesity and diet-related illness. And I think SNAP can help in each of those areas. The factors that relate to that, including, do people have the resources to buy nutritious food? Is nutritious food available to them? And do they get the kind of education they need to make the right food choices? Clearly, in the area of resources, we know that SNAP already plays a very important role in making sure that people have the resources to buy food. It increases dietary health, overall nutrient intake, and leads to better health outcomes, presumably because SNAP recipients do have access to a more consistent source of food. At the same time, we know that at $1.50 on average per meal, that's not enough to afford a healthy diet. At our food pantries, we see an increase every month towards the end of the month in people seeking our services when their benefits run out. And in addition to our experiences in the research, I've given you an article that was just published yesterday by USDA of interviews with SNAP recipients where they say, we really do everything we can to purchase a balanced diet, but it's hard for us to do that on the limited benefits we receive. If we had more, we would buy leaner cuts of meat. We would buy more fresh fruits and vegetables. So the reason that we support the House Bill 948 by Representative King is that it would increase overall resources of SNAP recipients to buy nutritious food. In contrast, the bills that would restrict the use of benefits don't increase benefits, and as I think Rachel and Lauren pointed out, they open up the door. It's a slippery slope to potentially further restrictions and a general erosion of the benefit, which would not be good. In terms of the next factor, I think availability, you've heard already some comments about food deserts. I think whatever we can do to make sure that there are healthy food options, retailers selling healthy food in those kinds of food deserts is really important, and making sure that we don't put in place restrictions that are so onerous for some of the smaller stores that are the only options in those areas to be able to be SNAP retailers is the best thing we can do to address availability in those areas. And so for that reason, again, we think restrictions are not the way to go. And I want to echo something that Representative King mentioned earlier, which is, do people reach for the healthy food? And one thing I think we can do in terms of addressing food deserts with Representative King's bill is look at how we can increase the demand for healthy food by providing incentives, combining it with the education about why it's important. If you increase demand, then you create a more profitable environment in those food deserts for traditional retailers to locate in. And finally, education, which is really important. If resources and the availability of food were all it took, then only low-income people would be overweight, and unfortunately, we all are. So definitely education is a big factor. And again, I think Representative King's approach with House Bill 948, combining additional resources with nutrition education, hopefully gives people the knowledge that they need to make smart food choices. And again, the restrictions bills do not address that.